Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Lorraine Fearless. This is a Tier 8 French premium medium, and it is a vehicle that you can only get your hands on if you participate in ratings. Now, I'm not going to say it's an incredibly hard tank to get your hands on, because ratings is more how many games you play rather than how good you are, but it is still a pretty cool tank to get your hands on, and I think it is a little nice that Wargaming does reward players with a premium if you play enough battles. Now, right now, you can actually pick up the Lorraine Fearless for 25,000 season coins. I'm at like 23,000 right now, so I'm planning to get my hands on this vehicle when it comes to my main accounts within the next couple of days or so, which I think will be pretty cool. Basically, it's a slightly better Lorraine. That's about as exciting as it gets. We can take a look at the vehicle's gun, and we can see it has a 2.31 second intraclip, where if we take a look at the base Lorraine, this vehicle has a 2.5 second intraclip. So it's a 0.2 second difference on the reload, but that does actually make a decent difference when you realize this tank has 4 shells. That means you're shaving off 0.6 seconds of dumping time with the Lorraine Fearless, and everywhere else the gun is the same. It's got the same pen, it's got the same everything. So in that regard, the Lorraine Fearless is basically a slightly better Lorraine. However, it's still a tricky tank to drive, because this vehicle features almost no armor, and obviously people know that if you're driving this vehicle, you at least have a little bit of a brain cell, so sometimes it gets tunneled very easily. We are going to stick with our team, and it looks like our team this battle is going to be making their way over towards the heavy flank. Not necessarily my choice of where to go, but that is indeed where we're heading. Now, the Lorraine does actually feature some gun depression, as we can see. It sits at around 8 degrees, which is nice because the vehicle has no armor. And if it had no gun depression paired with no armor, it would be a very, very bad combination. It just would make it incredibly unenjoyable to drive. Thankfully, you actually can work ridge lines. You're just going to get penned in the turret if people do hit it. Now, I'm not seeing anything over here. I'm going to take a bit of an aggressive overlook, but yeah, nothing appears to be on this side of the map. So what that means is that they are obviously on the bridge. They have a Dracula, AMX 1390, and a Mark 1 Defender, which points out to me that they're already in our spawn. I would expect the IS-2 shielded and the rest of their team to be spotted pretty soon in our spawn. Alright, so let's see. We got the Lorraine, or not the Lorraine, we got the Hori. I don't know why I said Lorraine. We're just going to poke out on this guy. We bounce him once, but we get a pen into his track wheel, and we get a second pen into his track wheel, and there you go. Not bad. That's 408 damage. Now you'll notice this vehicle obviously features a long reload. It's an auto-loader, and with auto-loaders comes reloads. And this one's got a 20-second reload at that, so we're still waiting another 5 seconds to get our shells back. We got that VK off to the side. He got shot twice by our lightweight. We are detected, which isn't obviously good for me. We're just going to aim it on the side of the VK. There's 1 pen, 2 pens, and 3. There you go. 600 HP taken off of his tank, and we're reloading again. This is where the tank feels great, though. It's kind of like an AMX 50V just down at tier 8, because you have this big clip, and you've got so much mobility. You can just outmaneuver your opponents. You can choose where you want to go, and then once you've figured out your position, you just dump a 900 clip juicer into your enemies. So we got the Dracula off to the side. Is the Dracula going to poke again? Well, there's 1 shell into the Drac. There's 2 shells into the Drac. There's 3 shells, and he's dead. And we also have the Defender, which, that was a bad shell, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, we need to reload the clip anyway. Defender's dead. They have a Super Pershing, which I've not seen yet. And that means one of 2 things. Either the Super Pershing's really low, or there's a full health player that's just kind of sitting in Narnia right now. And it's a full health player. That is exactly what I was hoping for. We are going to get behind this Super Pershing, and we are going to absolutely clip the crap out of him. Alright, there's 1 shell. We also get a nice ram for 440. Nice, there's 3. Oh, we light him on fire, and 4. Just like that, we killed a legit full health medium. And again, it shows where the Lorraine, even though it's a super old style of vehicle, is just, it's an absolute bop to play. I mean, it does the same damage as an Emil 1 or any other auto-loading vehicle, but it just feels so nice to dump somebody like that. I mean, we literally took probably 1,300 off of that T-26C4, and yeah, 1,387. We probably would have killed him if our teammate didn't shoot him for that last tiny bit. So not a bad battle to start off with here for today's video. Okay, we are on Normandy. Normally I'd be pretty mad about this map, but I don't know. I mean, we've got gun depression, as I said before. We just don't have any armor, and Normandy's one of those maps where you really need a tank with a good turret, because you need to work hull down most of the map. Now, they don't have too many hull down vehicles. I mean, they have a Tiger II, which can play hull down, but it only has 7 degrees of gun depression, which isn't that much, so I'm not incredibly worried here. The only thing I don't like is that our entire team is going up top, and that makes it a lot harder for my vehicle to work efficiently. So we are going to pop right into this bush here. This bush is just better than that bush there. I mean, it's just better cover, and it allows you to see anybody that pokes into that bush. We have the VK100 in front of us, so we're going to get 1 pen into his turret, and 2 pens into his tank, and... ah, that one missed, but that's alright. We back up, we reload. We've already dealt about 380-ish damage to that VK100, and that's pretty good. This tank features really, really nice pen. 270 mils on the APCR is more than enough to cut through just about anything you'll be dealing with. So we're going to move up here, and we'll see if we can spot anything. We have the Swindler, who's just kind of killing himself. Interesting decision from that player. We can also see the Tiger II and Helsing are off to the side. So at this point, it's pretty common sense that their team is mostly off to the other side of the map. Now, I personally would like to find this VK100, which we do see in front of us. I want to see if I can maybe bait a shell from him. I don't know. I don't really want to get shot for 460, but we do have the Gravedigger off to the side. So we get 1 shell into his vehicle. Okay. He's obviously going to try and kill our teammate. I'm going to aim it on the Barask. There you go. Nice 230 damage shell into his vehicle as well. Okay. Alright, let's aim it on... I don't really know. VK's obviously pushing up here. We're going to get a nice tracking shell into his vehicle. And I'm going to leave. Yeah, that's my thought. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for my gun to obviously reload. I'm not going to worry about the VK, but you know what? If the VK ignores me, I have 2 options. I can either go for the AMX or the VK. I think right now, it's a smarter decision to go for the AMX, Tiger II, and the Helsing, just because these are bigger threats for our team. So we're going to push up here. We're going to finish off the AMX. Then we're going to get to the side of the Tiger II. We're going to get 1 pen. We're going to get 2 pens, finish off that player. And then there's the Helsing all the way in the back, who we're also going to aim in on. We get a nice 235 roll. I think that was a better decision, because that side of the map is already basically dead. And I think it's more important to deal with this side over here. But now that we obviously have dealt with the Helsing, we can get our clip reloaded, and we can head over towards our Tiger. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to move on up, and let's see, that Barask looks like he's full speeding away. So I wonder if we can catch this Barask. That's my thought process right now. Full speed, where are you going to go? We should be able to spot him. I would expect, at least. I mean, there's no way he got down there without being detected. I don't believe that. Yeah, I was about to say. There's 1 pen into the Barask, 2 pens into the Barask, and 3. We did lose 700-ish health for that, but he's dead. So, I mean, who's the real winner here? Now we just leave and we reload. And this is, again, where being autoloaders is just kind of amazing. If I was in a single-shot vehicle, I probably would have spent an additional 10 or so seconds killing that Barask. But because I'm in a Lorraine, I just drive up to him, get 3 shells, he's dead, and now I've got my clip loaded again. So we can head over towards this VK100 and hopefully get some damage out. So we get 1 shell into his vehicle's turret right there. And now we reload the clip again. The VK has 900 health right now, and this clip does about 900 damage. So it's much more beneficial to reload the clip after penning him once and then get to the side of his vehicle than it is to dump my clip and then reload my final shell. So that's my thought process, and that's what we did. So now we're just going to push up on the VK. We got 1 235 shell. We get a second 240 shell. We get a third 250 roll. Wow, we got some nice rolls here, but there you go. We got the full clip out, we kill him, and we get an easy win of 3,259 damage. So these were 2 very solid games, and it shows just why I really like the Lorraine. It's basically a TVP at tier 8. It's obviously got a worse gun in terms of its clipping potential, but the gun itself is just really dangerous. It's accurate, it's got great pattern, and when you pair that with the fact the vehicle has fantastic mobility, sure, it might not have armor, but you can just do a lot. So let me know what you guys think about the Lorraine. I would say the tech tree is just as good. In any of those games we played there, you would have done exactly the same with the tech tree. It just looks a lot better with PBR if you get the Lorraine Fearless, plus it's, you know, it's a special rare tank, so why not try it out? Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.